say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Shakira Baxter. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of COVID-19. Today we are here to celebrate the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another. High school has been an unforgettable journey that has strengthened us for the future. Over the last 4 years, we have grown from immature little kids to independent, smart, young adults. We would like to thank every teacher, family, friend, and community member that has helped us along the way. We thank you for the many lessons, both in and out of the classroom. You have shaped us into the people we are today, and we are forever grateful. We are grateful for the Wacky Pants Wednesdays, the Thanksgiving TikToks, and Cartwheels on Command, and countless other memories. Class of 2020, we have missed out on being together these last few months, but we will never forget that we are the class that made history. Congratulations.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, parents, faculty, staff, and most importantly, members of the Marblehead High School graduating class of 2020. It is my privilege as interim superintendent of schools to bring both greetings and congratulations to our graduates today on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of the Marblehead Public Schools. Today's exercises are certainly not what you envisioned they would be just a few short months ago. It goes without saying that the world, your world, has certainly been turned upside down. No one could have thought your senior year would have ended with a stay-at-home advisory, remote learning, social distancing, face masks, and all the rest. An important milestone in your life has been tremendously impacted. However, what we do know is that better days lay ahead, and that COVID-19 or not, there will continue to be challenges that you face moving on from Marblehead High School. Given your successful experiences here at MHS, in the classroom, on the athletic fields, in performances, and in all of your other extracurricular activities, I am sure that you are well prepared to meet those challenges, whatever they may be, as successfully as you have met these current challenges. So class of 2020, It is my pleasure and honor to offer congratulations and best wishes for a bright, healthy, and successful future. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Bryn Burton, Vice President of the Class of 2020, and I am honored to be announcing our class gift. One of the major aspects of Marblehead High School's culture is our extracurricular activities. MHS is known for having incredibly strong athletic, theatrical, musical, and artistic programs, with a majority of students being involved in at least one of these areas. For many students, their extracurriculars are as important as their academic work, which is one of the things that makes Marblehead High School's community so special. Students are able to share their love for their interests and are supported by the rest of the school. As class officers, one of the things we want to accomplish with this class gift was to further support our school's love for activities and to connect the high school and the town by displaying announcements related to school events for the whole town to see. For this year's gift, we will be working with boosters to construct an LED signboard at the entrance to the high school. This marquee will broadcast information regarding school events, increasing crowds and audiences at games, shows, plays, showcases, and all other types of academic, social, and extracurricular events. This marquee will also help to connect the town, which is especially important during these difficult times when people feel so disconnected. Our hope is that this new information system will help MHS grow as a community by informing the residents of Marblehead on what our school and students have to offer.
Good evening. On behalf of the Marblehead High School Class of 2020, it is my privilege to welcome our friends, families, and Marblehead High School faculty and staff who have supported us throughout our journey. We extend a very special welcome to those in our community who are serving and those who have served our country in the armed forces. We also recognize the healthcare workers and first responders working on the front lines throughout the current pandemic. Your dedication is inspiring, and we thank you all for your service. Today is a very special day for every member of the class of 2020. Together, we did it. Our graduation is a bittersweet moment for all of us. It would be easy and understandable to let our sense of accomplishment be overshadowed by the sadness of knowing how much of our senior year we have lost. We need to resist that temptation. Instead, I encourage all of us to focus on how much we have found along the way. It has been quite a journey, and one that has prepared us for whatever lies ahead. Over the last 12 years, I have had the privilege of sharing some very special moments with my classmates. As fourth graders, some of us spent our first school year together at the village school. 2 years later, we survived 3 hot nights at Camp Borndale and Nature's Classroom at charter school. In 7th grade, we set out to make a difference in our community with the Do Something project. And we will fondly remember our many field days at the end of the school years, as well as Greek Day and the boat cruise in Boston Harbor. I remember feeling excited as we walked in as an 8th grade class to the high school to get our first glimpse of what life at Marblehead High School would be like. Later that fall, we started our first day of high school together. As we began our first year, so too did Principal Bauer. During our time at the high school, Mr. Bauer has always tried his hardest to make our years together the best they could be. On behalf of the class of 2020, we thank you for your enthusiasm, sense of humor, and visibility, greeting us in the circle almost every day. During our last 4 years together, the class of 2020 had many exciting, new, and meaningful experiences. As freshmen, we cheered on our football team who played at Gillette Stadium for the state championship. As sophomores, we enjoyed our time together at the sophomore semiformal. We also came together to memorialize the victims of the Parkland school shooting as a way to demonstrate our unity and concern for them and each other. As juniors, well, let's just say that making it to the end of our junior year was its own accomplishment. And finally, as seniors, we celebrated for an entire week as our Powder Puff team dominated Swampscott. I know our high school experience would not have been the same without our last night together as a class during senior show. Seeing the class of 2020 celebrate our talents and laugh together is something that I will never forget. No one could have anticipated that a senior skip day on March 13th would turn out to be our last day all together in the high school. It seems like we lost so much of our senior year in just an instant. Senior prom, spring sports season, senior projects, our traditional graduation, the arts and chorus events, and the chance just to be together in our final months as MHS seniors. I ask each member of the class of 2020 not to dwell too long on all that we lost. Despite its challenges, I believe that this experience has made us understand and appreciate, perhaps sooner than expected, all that we found during our years together. We undoubtedly found the value of gratitude and the need to pay it forward. Our high school experience would not have been as meaningful and rewarding without the help of a lot of people. On behalf of our class, I want to recognize our class advisors, Ms. Song, Mr. Payne, Mr. Zalanowski, and Ms. Jones. Thank you for all of your time, energy, and guidance. Throughout our years in the Marblehead school system, we have had remarkable teachers who made a special impact on our lives. We thank our teachers who may have sponsored a club, coached a sports team, or pushed us to be the best we can be. I hope that each of you in the class of 2020 finds an opportunity to personally thank those staff members and teachers who helped you along the way. And thank you to my fellow class officers in each of our 4 years for all that you did for us throughout high school. You earned every bit of trust and confidence that our class placed in you. And please know that I cherish our times together, and I look forward to working with all of you as we plan great events for our class in the future. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of our parents and families. We thank all of you. We should also think about all the lasting friendships that we found during our years in the school system. They may have started at an early age, whether sliding down the Gary School Hill or playing wood chips in Forest Square on the playgrounds at Glover, Eveleth, Coffin, and Bell schools. We met new people and made new friends as the kids from charter and tower schools joined our ranks. I am fortunate to be surrounded by friends who are loyal, funny, compassionate, and unique. And I know that all of us would trade anything to be able to be with our friends right now. The limitations on our ability to be together make all of the memories that we share with each other that much more special. As a group, we have found success in many areas. Through the arts, sports, or academically, each and every one of us has succeeded in our own personal way, and it would be wrong to forget all that we have accomplished prior to this moment. Our ski and sailing teams won the state championship, and many of our sports teams have won the NEC. Our talented musicians and actors had great success, whether it was Luminescence performing in a national competition, or our actors excelling at Drama Fest. Through our collective successes, we learned to work together toward one common goal and what it means to be a good teammate and friend. As I think about all that we have found together as a class, I believe the most important discovery is our capacity to be resilient. As a class and community, we'll forever be bound by the coronavirus pandemic and all that it took away from us and our families. Times like this, while troubling, present opportunities to better understand ourselves, our families, and each other, and to become more engaged, resourceful, and creative. We need to pick ourselves up and move forward, even if it means doing familiar things in a different way. We need to continue to actively pay attention to the world around us to identify and solve the problems that will undoubtedly face us as we move on from high school. I am confident and hopeful that we will rise to the occasion. This pandemic has reinforced that it is okay to need each other, to miss each other, and more importantly, to help each other. It is now our turn. We cannot allow this pandemic to have lasting damage. We must build upon all that we have found to make the most of the opportunities that we will have in the future, whether in college, at a job, or in our everyday interactions with others. I believe in our class of 2020, and I know that we are uniquely positioned to make the difference that our world so desperately needs. And I congratulate each of you as you embark on the next journey that lies ahead. Thank you.
and some remain.
These letters will hear their moments to preserve it from tyranny. I still can recall.
Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all.
Oh, I love you more.
But of all these friends and lovers, there's none who compares to you.
And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new.
Then love will lose affection. She loved things that went before, and I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
I can live in yesterday. Why'd I have to go? No one ever lose affection for people and things that went before.
And I know I'll stop and often think about them.
In my life, I love you more.
In my life, I loved you more.
Superintendent McAuliffe, Principal Bauer, members of the school committee, faculty, parents, families, students, friends, and the class of 2020. Though I am sorry that we cannot be together in person, I am still honored to speak to you all as we bring closure to our time at Marblehead High School and embark on the next chapter of our lives. Today, I would like to look back upon some of the most memorable times of high school, thank the people that have helped us along the way, and celebrate the future of the class of 2020. I remember back during my freshman year that teachers, parents, and upperclassmen alike would tell me to enjoy every moment of high school because it would be over before I knew it. Back then, I didn't believe it. 4 years just seemed like so much time. Yet here we are, nearly 4 years later, on the brink of graduation and the effective end of high school. And after enduring AP English pop essays and seemingly impossible physics problems, I never thought these words would leave my mouth. But I can confidently say that I will miss high school. Though we all had very different high school experiences, I think that many of us will fondly look back on some of the same things. We will always remember the taste of the cookies from the cafeteria, struggling to get that last C-block library pass, or the roller coaster during the halftime of football games. And who could forget the certain feeling of anticipation and excitement during Snow Bash on the Friday right before winter break, or when Mr. Bauer showed off his cartwheeling abilities during the pep rallies. It has been amazing to watch all of you discover your passions and strengths and grow and come together over the last 4 years. Watching you all sing your hearts out at Acapalooza, seeing your drawings, paintings, and photos displayed in many gallery showings, or donning the white toga for playoff hockey. I would give anything to once again be cheering on the Powder Puff team as you all triumphed after weeks of preparation, or to be on the field one last time alongside the rest of the soccer team. Now at all of these sports games, theater productions, art showings, and concerts, it was not only the class of 2020 or the students of Marblehead High School in attendance. Throughout the past 4 years, we have had tremendous support and guidance from many other people. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank everybody who has stood by us and prepared us for a successful future. First, I would like to thank the community of Marblehead. Our town has and will always tie the class of 2020 together. Thank you to the town's first responders and healthcare workers, now more than ever, for keeping us safe. And thank you to the town administrators and employees for offering so many services and keeping our town running smoothly. We are also thankful for the many local businesses who supported our fundraisers and gave us somewhere to go every Friday night.
We are also incredibly grateful for the many people at Marblehead High School who have helped us along the way. Administrators who got to know each and every one of us, teachers who arrived early and stayed late after school to support us, advisors who always provided us with someone to talk to, and coaches who worked tirelessly to better us both on and off the field. I would also like to thank and recognize our parents, guardians, and family members. You have been there with us through it all. You have always cheered for us, supported us, laughed with us, and cried with us. We are incredibly grateful because we know that without you, we would not be here today. Finally, I would like to thank you, the class of 2020. As I think of you all, I see kind and fair hearts. I see energy and raw talent and ambition and fortitude. I see musicians, athletes, politicians, artists, comedians, teachers, and doctors. I see our future. Tonight, we have come together for the last time as a class. Tonight, we are one with the community. However, once we cross the stage and virtually toss our caps, we will leave here as individuals, each looking to forge our own way in the world and make our mark. And after spending all of these years together, I know that each and every one of us is ready. Though we cannot be together in person today, I ask you to remember the good times, celebrate your accomplishments, and thank the people that have helped you to become the person you are today. It has been a pleasure spending the last 4 years with you all, and I hope we can celebrate together soon. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong stepped foot on the moon. In doing so, he made history. Never before had human ingenuity brought one of our own to another world. Over 50 years later, it is rare for someone to think about what would have happened had the moon landing gone wrong, had the men we sent to explore the unknown never returned. In the moment, however, such a consideration was a necessity. Leading up to the expedition, William Safire, a White House speechwriter, was instructed by President Richard Nixon to come up with a backup plan. Had the Apollo 11 mission failed, Nixon would need to give a speech, one that would set a nation reeling from an unimaginable tragedy on the path to healing. In essence, a contingency speech. So Safire complied, crafting a brief, beautiful statement that, to the relief of millions, never needed to be read aloud. The potential failure of the Apollo 11 mission seems a strange topic to bring up in a graduation speech. After all, today is a celebration. We celebrate our teachers, those who guide us, who stay after school with us, who answer our frantic 2 a.m. emails and help us learn from our mistakes. We celebrate our parents, those who give us advice, who laugh with us, and who supported us every step of the way to this stage. And we celebrate ourselves for making it through the early mornings, cafeteria lunches, end of August heat waves, and AP exams. So yes, today is a celebration. But let's be honest, we never thought it would end this way. High school years are spent almost entirely looking ahead. We imagine our futures, the colleges we will attend, the careers we will embark upon, the families we will form. On a smaller scale, we imagine our graduation. We watch others don red and black caps and gowns and cheer friends and siblings across the stage, all the while imagining ourselves in their shoes. We wish away the stress and responsibilities of planning for the future and eagerly anticipate the second semester of senior year when, finally, the fun begins. And then a global pandemic shatters the world. Such an unprecedented catastrophe has brought our lives to a halt. Rather than embarking on a rafting trip and attending our senior prom, we are stuck at home, finishing our last year of high school with an anticlimactic click of the Google Classroom Submit button. Our immediate futures are entirely uncertain. Colleges are scrambling to reopen in the fall with no guarantee, and what was meant to be the final chapter of our childhoods now feels frustratingly incomplete. In this confusing time of disappointment and boredom, I find myself returning to William Safire's contingency speech. I read that speech for an English assignment during my junior year and never forgot it. Focusing not on loss but optimism, not on the present but the future, not on death but discovery, Safire spends 233 words glorifying the human willingness to try. He begins, Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These two men are laying down their lives in mankind's most noble goal, the search for truth and understanding. In their exploration, they stirred the people of the world to feel as one. In their sacrifice, they bind more tightly the brotherhood of man. The message of Sapphire's statement has never so directly applied to our lives as it does today. For decades, the world around us has become faster, busier, and more consumed by the thrills of technology than ever before. We have explored our capacity to produce more, think more, and accomplish more. We thought ourselves invincible, hurtling toward the moon at breakneck speed, and then a virus infected our society and sent us crashing back down to Earth. So here we are, stuck at home during an uncontrollable crisis with a chasm of time ahead of us left unfilled. The class of 2020 was not neatly guided into the next stage of our lives, but rather thrust abruptly out of the protective bubble of K-12 education and expected to fly. It is an interesting thing that the primary purpose of school is to prepare students for adulthood, and yet our class's unconventional experience is perhaps the most accurate representation of how real life works. As we move into our college years and beyond, we will not be able to plan for dramatic, unwanted life changes. We can only reliably expect that such shifts will be entirely unreliable. And in those moments, there will be no structured response. Whereas the traditional end to senior year would involve a step-by-step plan: finish your exams, begin senior project, wrap up sports and club activities, and graduate, real life is never quite so pretty. Real-life contingency plans do not neatly resolve situations, but rather duct tape together the broken pieces and push us to move on. Which brings me back to Apollo 11, and to the contingency speech prepared in case of failure. During the first few weeks of school closure, the class of 2020 was collectively in a state of denial, hoping that school would truly resume before the end of the year. But the Apollo 11 speech does not begin with denial. Rather, it is a lesson in acceptance. In ancient days, Sapphira writes, men looked at the stars and saw their heroes in the constellations. In modern times, we do much the same, but our heroes are epic men of flesh and blood. Today, class of 2020, we must look to our heroes. We know what we have missed out on, but we must recognize who we still have: our teachers, our families, our friends. They are our heroes, and at a time when our lives have been stripped of outings, in-person celebrations, and all sense of normality, they remain. Looking back on high school in the years ahead, we likely will not speak of our experiences without also remembering the time we lost. We will not consider our biggest challenge to have been pulling all-nighters to study for tests, but rather walking out of Marblehead High School on March 12th without knowing that we were saying goodbye. So yes, we lost time, but what we gained from this experience is infinitely more important. The legacy of the class of 2020 will have nothing to do with what we did in school, but rather with the way that we responded after we were yanked out. How are we going to respond? We could hide away, ignore our families, and adopt the attitude that no one else understands what we are going through. We could while away our hours at home watching Netflix, browsing YouTube, and avoiding all thoughts of the future. Or we could make a contingency plan, spend time with our families, play board games, go on walks, start writing a book, volunteer for organizations we're passionate about, lie outside in the sun and think not of the planet's fallibility, but of its resilience. Because resilience is an unbelievable thing. Amidst the rubble of this pandemic, the world has begun to piece itself back together. Masks and gloves soar from neighbor to neighbor and from charities to hospitals. Scientists in labs around the world work endless hours to find viable treatments. All the while, applause for doctors and nurses rings across the surface of our globe. On a smaller scale, despite less than ideal circumstances, we are graduating today. We are receiving our diplomas, moving our tassels from right to left, and beginning the next stages of our lives. So, to the Marblehead High School Class of 2020, we made it to the moon. The unconventionality of our path does not diminish the scale of our accomplishment. And once this pandemic is over, the world we will be returning to will be vastly different than the one we left. In future years, people will look back on this time. They will observe the people caught in the middle of it, their failures, their successes, their losses. They will look at us, the class of 2020, and watch how a worldwide pandemic could not stop us from making it to our graduation stage. But don't get me wrong, we're not done. The uncharted territory ahead of us is infinite and full of opportunity. Our lack of experience will undoubtedly guarantee some failures in our future. But the good news is, we started early. This year, we were forced to explore ways to succeed in a world we never imagined. We must now use how far we have come to catapult ourselves to the next level. William Safire concludes his speech with a prediction. For every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind. I want to conclude my speech with a message of hope. I hope that the chaos of our senior year will teach us how to respond to the inevitable chaos of life. I hope that our exploration will never stop. I hope that we will become remarkable. And I hope that someday we will look back and find that the footprints of the class of 2020 reached places no one has ever been before.
Hello, my name is Dan Bauer, principal of Marblehead High School. Welcome to the class of 2020. Parents and guardians, family members and friends, staff, faculty, teachers, town officials, school committee members, central office administration, and Superintendent McElduff. We are very excited to share this very special event with you today. High school graduation is a celebration for the seniors, but it is a celebration for everyone who has provided support and love to the seniors over the years. Parents and guardians, I thank you for all of your love and support. It is a partnership, and we are thankful for everything that you do. Faculty, I would like to thank the faculty for their efforts, every day challenging our students to be the best that they can be. It is with great sense of pride to come to work each day and work with such a dedicated and caring professional staff. Also, there are many teachers to thank outside of the high school that have helped shape our seniors who sit before us this very day. Thank you. I would also like to recognize 3 teachers who are retiring this year: Mr. Stephen Venencia, Miss Melissa Humphrey, and Miss Kathy Castaldi. Thank you for your service to the many students over the years and to your service to Marblehead High School. We will miss you, and we thank you. I'd like to also thank the people who put together this ceremony and have worked very, very hard to make it possible. Ms. Vicki Morenci, Senior Class Advisor Ms. Bethan Jones, Mr. Scolio, Mr. Gadu, Ms. Ciccone, Ms. Kim, Assistant Principals Ms. Carlson and Ms. Page, Ms. Tchaikovsky and Mr. Giardi, as well as Mr. Christensen. Thank you. Thank you to the custodial staff under the direction of Mr. Todd Bloodgood and Mr. Richard King. Thank you for putting together this venue and all that you do for us. At this time, I would like to honor Senior Cole Patrick, who is going to serve our country this year in the military. Thank you, Cole, in advance for your service to our country. We are proud of you. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the first responders who serve on the front lines every day and make a difference. Thank you. To the class of 2020, thank you. This class is special in many ways, and I believe this is an understatement. I've had the pleasure of working with you and seeing your growth over the last 4 years. I've enjoyed seeing you each and every day, and I can honestly say that you've made each day fun as your principal. On a personal note, we were both freshmen in 2016, and now we're seniors. I can't believe how the time has flown by. I remember the first day we were together. I was so nervous, probably way more nervous than you. You were the first class I've seen through Marblehead High School, and I know that we both have learned from each other, and I bet I've learned more from you than you've learned from me. Here are highlights that stand out from the year. The student-run orientation, that was a success. The start of the school year, the first day of school, the big Potter Puff victory over Swampscott. the last-minute touchdown victory over Swampscott on Thanksgiving Day, the wonderful music performances, the beautiful art exhibits, the Winter Arts Carnival, Drama Fest, the State Championship Boys Alpine Ski Team, as well as the NEC Championship Swimming Team, Cultural Fest, and the Senior Show. And how could I forget Senior Skip Day? No one could have ever imagined your senior year would end in the middle of a global pandemic. We know how special senior year is, and with the milestone events that make up the senior year experience. Unfortunately, we're not able to celebrate those milestones in the manner that we are used to. I think the part that is most painful is not being able to say goodbye in person to your classmates, teachers, and staff. It is important to have closure when moving on to a new chapter in life. And that may be different at this moment in time, but there will be opportunities in the future. I know the class officers will be working on an in-person celebration that will be fun, you'll be proud of, and a chance to reconnect. When faced with a crisis or challenging time, true character is revealed. Perseverance and resiliency are two character traits that come to mind when I think of the class of 2020. You have shown both perseverance and resiliency in the face of adversity and will come out of this much stronger. I've seen both character traits throughout your high school experiences, and it's been exhibited in many ways, and as principal, I couldn't be more proud of you. A major part of high school is developing independence for success that carries over for the rest of your life. I'm convinced that you're ready to tackle any challenges you face with a high level of success. And this crisis doesn't mark or diminish your contributions that you've made to our high school. I firmly believe that you've changed the school culture by your positivity. And this goes with many areas of community service, both in and outside of school, giving back and helping others, and more importantly, being positive role models to our students. And typically, this is the part of the speech where lessons are provided and there's takeaways for our seniors as they move on into life. And the usual messages, and my go-to messages, are really simple. Be positive, believe in yourself, and be kind. However, I have to be honest. The class of 2020 embodies all these areas. You've accomplished that. And to that, again, I couldn't be more proud. But I will leave the class of 2020 with just one message. And this has been said many times. A sign of success is making something better than when you first arrived. And you have succeeded, class of 2020. You have made Marblehead High School a better place. I know that, our staff knows that, and most importantly, you know that. And remember, class of 2020, no matter where your journey takes you, Marblehead High School is your home. We are here for you, and thank you. And at this time, we will begin the presentation of diplomas. Michaela Ariana Aquafrida. Crystal Marie Aguero. Nicole Claire Alexandru. Federico Paulo Angius. Peyton Bear Applegate. Anna Shalyu Arbo. Lily Catherine Arnold. Mia Hassan Atala. Griffin Thomas Baker. Ryan David Baker. Elizabeth Alexandra Baknov. Jack Frederick Barker. Christopher Barone. Shakira Lillian Trafaria Baxter. Juliet Brooklyn Belanger. Colette Rose Bender. Samantha Anastasia Bendixson. Lucia Eleanor Bura. Ashton Demetrius Bennett. Paige Elizabeth Bird. Fisher David Bernbach. Luke William Bolognese. Catherine Hannah Bontatis. Cole Lionel Bouchard. Jack Michael Bouchard. Natalie Diane Borgo. Ava Huck Brenneman. Alfred Eamon Brejnahan. Nicholas Alexander Brown. Skylar K. Burke. Bryn Leslie Burton. Cooper Watson Caldwell. Michael John Calnan. Bianca Lynn Cameron. Chloe Alexandra Campbell. Dylan Mack Cesary. Dylan Tiger Chardon. Julia Elena Christian. Garrett Edward Christopher. Zach Hamilton Christopher. Olivia Catherine Cleary. John Sigourney Cohen. Camille Elizabeth Comstock. Max Andrew Connolly. Trevor Stranell Connolly. Caroline Burns Craig. Eleanor Driscoll Cronin. Timothy Michael Cronin. Hannah Rose Crowley. Greta May Cunningham. Mary Grace Jakes Curran. Luke Nickerson Curtis. Jasmine Latoya Cushney. Elizabeth Frances Daly. Bella Leah Damon. Ian James Delahunty. Juliana Patricia DeVincent. Nani Jane Jauda. Madeline Grace Damari. Lauren Marie Dombe. Grace Catherine Duty. Gavin Anderson Dowley. Daniel Lev Drabkin. Eloisa Claudia Faith Alston. Kyle Anthony Emmett. Eleanor Piedad Fallon. Hannah Celia Feingold. Emma Page Ferrante. Ella Maeve Figner. Michael Thomas Flaherty. Harry Richard Michael Forsyth. Joshua Adams Francoeur. Dylan Antonio Fredo. Ryan James Freiberger. Melina Meisner Friedman. Richard Vernon Gain III. Abigail Gaten Hernandez. Catherine Amelia Gibbons. Trevor Hahn Gilligan. Lily Davida Gindis. Jason Bailey Gladstone. Lily Sarah Goldman. Eric Enrique Gonzalez. Noah Jared Goodman. Sean Harris Grady. Rachel Hannah Gregory. Ryan Russell Growy. Talia Rebecca Gross. Nia Tina Guzman Creighton. Michaela Rose Haliotis. William Santry Hancock. Claudia Francis Hart. Francis Colin Hart. Jackson Robert Hart. John Michael Hart. John Bradley Heck. Cody Bo Henry. Alana Grace Harry. Benjamin David Hewitt, Lydia Brooke Hurley, Lydia Holmes Hybels, Sarah Mae Indelicato, Corey Joseph Jurassic, Jacob Allen Juros, Hadley Elizabeth Kyer, Natcha Kanchananaga, Hannah I. Martin Cow, Baziliki Karahazi, Anders Christian Kearney, John William Keys, Dylan Thomas Clocker, Bridget Grace Knight, Patrick Matthew Kowalski, Joseph Basu Krell, Thomas Barkley Lancaster, Riley Shea Lane, Harriet Sarah Langbird, Austin Michael Lavender, Kyle Lee Leibowitz, Jillian Sarah Letterman, Clara Lehman, Haley Amanda Lemieux, Brianna Mackenzie Leslie, Dylan Thomas Leveroni, Hannah Beth Lewis, Alicia Ann Linsky, Wilson Henry Lloyd, Alexander Rowe Lohan. Nicholas Walter Long. Magdalene Buckingham Lowy. John Matthew Lucas. Gavin Christopher Lundgren. Arlene Beatrice McRosen. Christina Macris. Jorge Armando Maldonado Rios. Aiden James Maloney. Maeve Ashling Maloney. Margaret Joy Mancusi Ungaro. Jack Henry Maniaci. Sydney Smith Marcy. Michael Vincent Martelli. Derek Ozzie Martin. Ryan Paul Masters. Jared Scott Maud. Sean James McCarthy. Julia Rose McGrath. Madeline Julie McElroy. Joan Insuk McNulty. Keyshawn Marquise Mercury. Jasper Seth Merrill. Sophia Marie Michalowski. Hayden Joseph Miller. William Jonathan Miyamoto. Sawyer Aiden Mock. Maxwell Ross Mogolesco. Rafael Antonio Morales, Jr. Lily Bell Morgan. Madison Ashley Morris. Nathaniel Hawk Mullins. Matthew Pierce Munifo. Carter Cregan Murray. Jacob Asher Nagel. Ray Ava Newman. Diana Foom Nguyen. Tiana Lee Nolasco. Maya Rain Nyberg. Anna Christina O'Connor. Quinn Patrick O'Neill. Caroline Mary O'Neill. Grace Elizabeth Orloff. Maya Frida Christina Osborne. Frances Grace Pake. Zoe Wanjing Pappas. Nicholas Lakiana Para Dunkley. Cole Emerson Patrick. Marco Piedamonte. Christian Alexander Pencrat. Mirabella Ann Peters. Zachary Rock Pearsall. Courtney Ann Pingree. Max James Podger. Hannah Elise Porath. William Harold Poss. Emily Catherine Pratt. Thomas Charles Quigley. Samara Elizabeth Quintero. Clara Samantha Rappaport. Samuel Howard Roush. Cameron Joseph Raisin. Miles Soren Rennie. William James Ricker. Simone Brigida Rinaldi. Cole Charles Riskin. Tyler Michael Bernard Rhodes. Abigail Hannah Robinson. Kira Gabriella Rocco. Yay! Lily Elizabeth Rocket. Devin Romaine. Brendan Michael Rowe. Ramon Kygel Raul Grace. Annalise Sophia Rudelich. Declan Welsh Rudloff. Angelo Salvatore Russo III. Edwin Nicholas Salato. Julia Page Sansons. Peter John Santasanio. Costanza Scilacci. Lauren Emily Shirowitz. Andrew John Schrader. Maxwell Peter Savetti. Heather Jean Scribner. Nicholas Jameson Sears. Jenna Tan Siegel. Julia Catherine Sarah. Micah Scherf. Lachlan Timothy Sheridan. Eleni Christina Sinis. Daniel Douglas Smith. Emmeline Grossman Smith. Gavin Edward Snook. Ryan Scott Stransky. Isla Lee Sullivan. Marley Rose Sullivan. Joseph Tedesque. Good job, Joe. Yay! Annabelle Rose Tanger. Claire Charlotte Taylor. Lucy Ann Tedford. Isabel Mora Tinty Kane. Anna Louise Tripodi. Reed Miller Tully. William Robert Twaddell. Summer Elizabeth Urick. Isabella Kai Vania. Victoria Vexler. Leah Delaney Veprick. Giovanna Vigilano. Olivia Grace Wallen. Hunter Gareth Wanger. Thomas Ian Wheeler. Max Joseph White. Cahill Bartram Whittier. Leo James Wilkins. Olivia April Wilkins. Cameron Patrick Winch. Isabella Catherine Woodward. Alexa Christine Exaros. Lily Barbara Yates. Adam Belkin Zamansky. Molly Zello. Elizabeth Nicole Zhorov. Brendan Nicholas Zulo. Lexi Page Zunick. Before we close this ceremony with the playing of Marblehead Forever by the high school band under the leadership of Mr. Kevin Gadu, we have one final thing to do. Madam Chairperson, I attest and confirm that the students standing before you have met the requirements to be graduates of Marblehead High School.
I accept Principal Bauer's affirmation that these students have met the requirements set down by school committee. Students, please move your tassels to the left. I bestow upon each of you the title of graduate.